Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam. Today I am playing Jeskai Ascension, a sweet little deck that wants to just sort of churn through its deck as quickly as possible. A ton of cheap cantrips. We got Thing in the Ice, which is pretty good against Hollow One. It can be good against humans if they don't draw a Reflector Mage. But another angle of attack here, and then a couple of Bedlam Revelers as another finisher that just works well when you're filling your graveyard. This hand is a little heavy on threats, but we should be able to cast them as long as we find lands with these cantrips, so I think this is a keep on the play. Yeah, I'm not sure which one I'm going to go with first, Ascension or Thing. Probably Thing. Especially if my opponent's a creature deck, then definitely, so I can get some blocking done. They mulligan to 6 and scry to the top. So I will sleight of hand first. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to opt first, actually. In a situation where I know exactly what I'm looking for, then not having the information up front isn't as is fine, because I'm going to bin any non-land, and the difference between different non-land cards is pretty small. Whereas later on, it might be more valuable to have the slight. Yeah, I think I should have opted first. Sage of Epicure. Not really sure what's going on here. They get to stack the top 4 cards of their deck. I imagine they are taking advantage of the wizard type here. But to what end, I do not know. Okay, well, we've drawn the lands we need. Definitely going to get Thing down, because I assume my opponent is a creature deck. And because they are a blue creature deck, they are probably low on interaction, which makes Thing quite good. I'm going to start with a Steam Vents. I want to have a lot of blue mana to chain cantrips, and I need double red for Reveler. If I need to save life, then this Flooded Strand can find a Plains. But for now, we're not under too much pressure. We have an 0-4 to block the Sage. See what they do. I wonder if they're going to like Devotion me and have Thassa and Voidmage Prodigy. I just don't know. They could be setting up some weird combo and not be wizards at all. There is Voidmage Prodigy. Fortunately for them, at this point, it doesn't do a whole lot. So here I'm going to save some life and get the Plains. And cast the Morphos here. I would want to Ascension first if I had one in my graveyard already, but right now I just want to cast it first and lead into the Ascension. Also want to fill my graveyard for this Reveler. So let's make blue-red. Third Ascension. That is not what I wanted to draw. Well, that's fine. Let's always yield to this. And just want spells here. Thought Scour is a great, so we'll top that. I'll fill my graveyard for Reveler and hopefully find me more copies of things so I can start triggering Ascension. Tempest Djinn, definitely mono blue Devotion. Ooh, no attack. Come on. Gotta get in that attack there, buddy. So I could Ascension into Sleight of Hand and get counters on both of them, or I can just flip my Thing and put my opponent really far behind, and I think that's more valuable. So, ooh, they have me stopped on my draw step for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there. So let's Thought Scour myself. Because if I draw some other cantrip I want to cast and hold the Slight to trigger Ascension later, I'll do that. Slide also involves making a decision where Thought Scour doesn't, so might as well give myself the most information to make my sleight of hand decision. And they are going to be very far behind. Drew land, not the best, but I guess I can just get another Steam Vents. Or I can get a, yeah, I think I'll just get a Hallowed Fountain. And now I will play second Ascension and Sleight. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be my 6th spell in the graveyard, so next turn Reveler will only cost 2 mana. That is nice. Get these triggers on the stack. And get them down to 13 too, because it's really not fair that I'm the only one at 13 life. Always yes. I have to do it on this one too. Thanks, Moto. Always yes. I would like the Manamorphose. Definitely just take the spell that is free. Yeah, and we'll attack. Falling so far behind, having their entire first 3 turns get undone by this Awoken Horror is already bad enough, but I also have these Ascensions that are about to go off. I'm going to draw some cards with Reveler. I do not see how my opponent catches up from here. Are they about to Vendilion click me? No, they just went through their first main. Yeah, stack the top 4 cards of your deck. That's fine. When you're struggling to empty your hand, manipulating the top of your library is much less valuable. You already have tons of things to do. But I imagine they want a double spell here. They'll get out the Sage and maybe Tempest Djinn if they have a land. If they don't have a land, just the Void Mage Prodigy again. But the Djinn has a lot of value, seeing as I cannot block it. It's also more difficult to kill in a Bolt Helix deck. So that's what I would expect here. I'd expect 4th Island Djinn. Ooh. Nothing. That I did not expect. So let's cast Manamorphose and make red. Path to Exile. Do I even want to path the Sage of Epityr? I don't think so. Yeah, I guess I'll just... Oh, no! That's not what I wanted to have happen. What? So many times it asks me to click things when it's completely irrelevant, and somehow it automatically goes through it when it is relevant. Come on, Moto. Work like a real program. That is just ridiculous. I'm sure I'm supposed to know that that's how Moto's going to do things and like add the blue first. Okay, yeah, Merfolk Trickster. This makes sense. Tap my thing. I wanted to tap this for, or I guess this for blue. I don't know. I wanted to leave 2 red mana floating when I cast that. But now, just can't do it. Okay. I'll just take the 3 here. There are way more high value cards for me to target with this path. Hopefully they just play their Djinn here and I path that on end step. Or, they might have another Trickster, try to leave that up. They just pass, I'll probably path on their end step. The didn't click would get me good, though. Probably have enough mana that I can still wait on the path and see if they click me. Yeah, I think I'm getting clicked here, which is really bad because I'm getting super punished for not knowing how Moto works. Yeah, I'm not going to path with the trigger on the stack because I'd rather they take that than the Reveler. And if they take... Okay, well, they're letting me go to my turn. That's good. The card I'm worried about here is actually Master of Waves, so I don't really want to give them a 4th land. This is probably just another Trickster. Cyclonic Rift. That's fine. Let's just recast it. And then play Bedlam Reveler. Fun fact, Bedlam Reveler is a horror, so it does not get returned when Thing in the Ice awakens. Cool synergy there. And this should find us the spells we need to turn on the Ascensions. And I don't know if you've ever untapped with an active Ascension, but it's hard to lose. And 2 active Ascensions, it's really hard to lose. Almost any spell in my deck will get me there, any cantrip, except for Serum Visions and not Lightning Bolt. So I guess I spoke too soon. So let's... Do I have Visions in here? No, they just trigger no matter what, because, yeah, sure. I get all of the irrelevant things. Somehow still haven't yielded to this. Oh! Well, somehow I had it in my head that Ascension needed 3 counters. It only needs 2. So, they are already active. And, yeah. The game is over. It might take a turn or two. It won't take that long, but... We're going to draw a million cards. Sure, I'll leave the Thought Scour. Okay, we'll draw the Thought Scour and scry 2 more. These are both bad. Take a counter off the thing. And make our Bedlam Reveler smaller, and Visions again. Path is whatever. Remand is also not very good. But let's top this other Visions. I am going to Thought Scour them. Hold on, am I going to do that now? Can I play this land? Yeah, I've already played a land, so why don't we just wait on that and hold up the Bolt too, just in case that's relevant. Here's the 4th land. We have Path for a Master of Waves now, so that's not a problem. We can also just flip the thing again. Sage of Epityr, so didn't have Master, I assume. I guess they're going to go Sage plus Tempest Djinn. Thassa, okay. Well, we have Path for Thassa too. Their attacks do nothing. And end of turn, Thought Scour you. Just going to mill them a bunch here to see what's in their deck. Okay, I've successfully yeah, same targets. Also, same targets. I was going to have that copy, the first copy, at least target them, so I guarantee draw the Visions. Yes. They are incredibly dead. Monumentally dead. Serum Visions. But we're going to overkill them because that's what this deck is about. Definitely going to trigger this thing. And turn on our last Ascension. Let's just bottom that. We'll top another one, fine. Whatever. Yes. Oh, we got another one. Okay, let's bottom these. These aren't good. Okay, let's cast one of these. Yeah, trigger Awoken Horror. Let's make white red, and then red blue. Is this good? Blue red again. Fine. Doesn't matter. Sure. Yeah, red blue again. What else should we do? We can do whatever we want. We can bolt them a million times, or we can keep drawing cards. Let's just bolt them. Same targets. Same targets. Yeah, this is just comical. Oh no. Bolt you again. Just have a million power in play. Can probably draw my deck. I guess I don't have only the one Manamorphose left. That's really the card that goes off with Ascension, because you get to make extra mana while you're drawing cards. So my opponent's definitely going to be going wide. I guess these Angers are probably good. And Remand seems bad. Do I want EE too? Maybe this EE is also good. I just like cut a cantrip. But I also just want to flip Thing and cast my stuff. I'll just bring in the Angers. I do not envision losing this matchup against a mono blue devotion strategy. So we got 20 cantrips, 10 things that kill them, and 10 things that kill their stuff. There's 12 things that kill their stuff, and 18 lands. That's just a perfect deck. Oh, just good deck building. What do we got? Well, we have our Anger. The problem with this hand is we only have red mana. So I'm going to send this one back. This one has Anger and plenty of mana to operate. So yeah, easy keep. Do I want Hallowed Fountain? I don't think so. I think I can find my third land if I so need it. Once again, a turn 1 Sage of Epiteer. Okay, that makes things easier, I guess. I don't really want to get the planes, but I'm just going to get Hallowed Fountain with this fetch land. And so I have white mana. I don't necessarily need to get double red because of the Manamorphose. Don't need a second Ascension, really. The Path is good, though, so let's keep the Path. So next turn, I'm going to play Thing in the Ice off basic Island from the Flooded Strand, and then Steam Vents. Okay. It could get awkward if they start leaving up mana. But I'm just going to play a... I guess I'll just do it this way. I might end up doing something differently next turn with that fetch land. But they tap. I guess if they play they play a Tempest Djinn, that one doesn't die to anger, but we'd have Path for it, so we just anger to make sure the Prodigy's gone, and then Path the Djinn, take an attack in the meantime. And that is what they have. They're not getting in the damage they need to. Okay, now they'll get in one. What are they afraid of? Okay, not sure what they're so afraid of. I guess that's kind of interesting. I could just play Thing and Path the Djinn. If they, like, worst case scenario is they play a 5th land after I Path and play Master of Waves with Prodigy active, and that's really bad. So I don't want that to happen. Which means this second thing was a weak draw. I am just going to crack this fetch. I think I should have Metamorphosed first. Getting a little sloppy here, but we're still fine. Good island. Metamorphose. And we need red. Land also not great. But our thing is down to 2, so we only need 1 spell to flip it. And we have a lot of spells in our deck, so that should be happening. Worst case scenario, we'll go second thing, Path this Djinn on our turn. So we still don't have a duplicate copy to trigger Ascension, so no rush to get that onto the battlefield. And hopefully they don't have a second Djinn. That could get a little hairy. Okay. Does my opponent just not want to attack? Is that what's going on here? Because they seem to be steadfastly refusing to attack. I'm tapped out. What is going on? Another Flooded Strand. I mean, if they're not going to attack, maybe they're trying to set up a click here. Yeah, I kind of think they're trying to click me. So I'm just going to play Thing in the Ice and pass, rather than get aggressive and try to flip this other thing. I want to wait for them to tap out before I make my move. Pretty far ahead. There's no need to get super aggressive here. We'll just sit back and react to what they do. No, still no attack. I mean, when you put creatures in your deck and you refuse to attack with them when they're not needed as blockers, I just don't know what you're doing. It's what they were born to do. Sure, you negate my path, that's perfectly fine. But still could have been attacking with your Tempest Djinn. Now I can safely resolve an Ascension and flip this first thing. while getting the counter on Ascension and setting up, finding the second counter and flipping the second thing. Oh no, Vapor Snag my first thing. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Let's get a second Steam Vents with this fetch land. And work on this other thing. Yeah, I'll just tap out. I'm at 12. I can take a hit from this Djinn. So just get my things onto the battlefield, get a counter on Ascension, and hopefully Visions finds some good cards. But yeah, we're going to be putting our fifth spell into the graveyard here, so Reveler is definitely a good draw. And I guess we're a little scared of Master Waves, but not really because of these things. Yeah, we're not scared of Master Waves at all. Put our abilities on the stack. Always yes, always yield. And always yield. Get through these triggers nice and quick. Opt. So none of these cards triggers our Ascension. So I'm going to bottom the bolt, but I'm going to keep the one that digs further towards something that does trigger our Ascension. We will be able to probably flip both things next turn. There's their fourth land, so maybe we will get mastered. Not sure how much more interaction they can have here. Are we finally going to get an attack? Nope. Just refuses to attack. Doesn't want to do it. We'd sort of almost be dead if they just attacked all the time. But you know what? We wouldn't actually be dead. I think we've either saved 6 or 9 life from our opponent's steadfast refusal to attack. Definitely don't need lands. Another Ascension is not very good. I'm not even going to cast it yet. But we will now flip a thing in the ice. I assume we'll see another Vapor Snag? No, I guess not. So, bye-bye Djinn. And Manamorphose does trigger Ascension. Oh! Oh man, I thought I was scrying to the bottom. And that's why I right-clicked, because I just opted. Oh no. Well, that's embarrassing. Instead of getting away. Oh, instead of like the best card in our deck. We could get really punished for that if they interact with us here. Because now we're playing off the top. Oh man. Okay. Weird timing on that Vapor Snag, but that's fine. And we're under no pressure and just need to find basically any spell. Thought Scour doesn't do it, but any other cantrip does. Path, Manamorphose do. I guess the burn spells don't. So, classic. But burn spell is still good here because it flips this thing, I guess. So, yeah, nothing to worry about. I'm playing very defensively here with this. Just going to take this attack, make sure they can't develop their board again. Does my opponent even know the attack step exists? Do they know what it's supposed to do? they put creatures in the deck. I assume they know what these 3 arrows here do. I guess like 5 arrows. Most of the plurality of arrows are devoted to this phase. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. They just assume that their creature is getting bounced, so that there's no point. Is that what's going on? I don't know. Probably should have just gotten aggressive last turn and bounced that thing because I have another thing here. But I really just want to trigger Ascension. It's the most fun part of the deck. Winning with Thing is kind of meh. Just make a 7/8, clear their board, and attack them. But drawing a million cards and sending 17 bolts at their face, that's just good, clean living. I want every part of that. So at this point, every spell in our deck but Lightning Helix will put a counter on Ascension. And that Thought Scour counts. Let's get these things going on. Already got the auto yields. Hopefully we can hit up Cantrip. Then we can start going off. Maybe we'll get like Cryptic a bunch and we really need these Ascensions. I don't know. Yes. Oh, baby. Give me that. Mana Morphos best possible. Guess I'll make red, blue, blue, white. Is that my plan? Yeah, that's my plan. Oh, always yes. Always yes. We are doing it. Red, blue. Yep, that'll play. Blue, white. Oh, that one's not so good. This will turn on our other Ascension and have us draw 2 more cards. No! But the fun had only begun. Why would you rob me of this? I was going to draw a Lightning Bolt, and then another Sleight of Hand, and then I'll cast that Sleight of Hand and get 3 of them, and take an Opt, and then I'll take something irrelevant, and then I'll take a Bedlam Reveler, and then I guess I Opt 3 times, and I scry that to the bottom and draw a land, and I scry that to the bottom because I just want burn spells, and I get a Helix, and that's great. And I think I have enough mana at that point just to bolt Helix and deal them 18. Don't even need to attack. Attacking, as we saw from my opponent, is apparently unfashionable. So I decided not to do it, and I wasn't going to have to. So that's kind of cool. You see how powerful Pyromancer Ascension is there. It takes a little bit of setup to get going, but once you do, you just churn through your deck at such an absurd rate, especially with the Mana Morphos. I mean, that draw was just incredible. And in this deck, Thing in the Ice is so easy to transform. A turn 2 Thing is going to transform on turn 4 usually, and sometimes immediately on turn 3. And, against an aggressive deck, that is really good. And even against a lot of control decks, it demands a Path to Exile. If they have Bolt, if they have Helix, that's not going to do it. And you can put them under a lot of pressure early, and to the point where just your normal burn spells are going to finish them off. I definitely like Bedlam Reveler here, even in a deck with a lot of cantrips. The fact that Reveler doesn't get bounced by Awoken Horror, and you have a bunch of burn spells and removal anyway, which goes nicely with Reveler to help you empty your hand. So definitely a good card to help you refuel, especially if you're playing a deck that has a lot of interaction for these 2 pieces, like a Jund deck with a lot of Abrupt Decays. And that'll definitely reduce your hand size, and Reveler becomes really valuable there. But super cool deck. Opponent's deck a little underpowered there, and just not a lot of interaction for what we were doing. And what we were doing is a lot more powerful than enabling Thassa and Master of Waves. So able to take this one down. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and you can come back and see me on Monday. I think Monday. Yeah, Monday. Bye.